Hi guys, I'm Tish from Auto Social UK, and is this the most underrated electric SUV from the Hyundai Group? Well, that is the question that I really want to answer in today's video, as I spend some time with the facelifted Genesis GV60, both here on the Thruxton Circuit and later out on UK regular roads. Because while Hyundai and Kia have been busy making headlines with cars like the Ioniq 5 and the Kia EV6, their premium sibling brand Genesis has been quietly building something a little bit different. Cars designed around craftsmanship, hospitality, and that distinctive Korean sense of calm. At the heart of the brand is the expression Sonnim, which translates to our cherished guest. It's the philosophy behind everything which Genesis does, cherishing their customer, anticipating their needs, and offering an ownership experience that feels personal and refined. The GV60 was Genesis's first all-electric car, launched back in 2022. It's built on the same clever 800-volt eGMP platform as the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and the Kia EV6, but where those cars focused on bold, futuristic designs, the GV60 set out to offer something more luxurious and emotional. A compact premium SUV with just a hint of fun. Now, fast forward to today, and this is the 2026 model year GV60, facelifted. It's been subtly reshaped, fitted with some bigger battery, and also given some smarter tech and packed full of those thoughtful little details that show how quickly Genesis is evolving. So in today's video, I'm going to be putting this range-topping performance model through its paces here at Thruxton, the UK's fastest circuit. And then I'll be switching to the entry-level pure rear-wheel drive model for a proper on-road test to see how it handles every situation. So if that sounds good, then please keep watching. And if you like new car reviews and car content, then you're in the right place. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And I think we should start this video with the stuff that you want to see. And that's me, terrified, out on track. Yep.
And then as you turn in, just put the weight of your foot on the throttle, just to maintain a balanced throttle past the apex. Come all the way out to the left-hand side on the exit, and just hook straight up on the inside next to the white line here, and just follow that white line all the way around. Stay on the left, off the power, pick up the brake, stay on the left, brake harder, 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 harder.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
Tish, what was that? What was that? You're not a Maranello now.
I know,
You're back in your Ferrari mode again, aren't you?
I always forget that harder actually means harder on track.
Yeah, that's it. So if I keep saying brake, it's you've got to keep braking. Covering the brake doesn't do enough.
So that's probably enough of my subpar efforts on track, but what's changed with the GV60 performance, which has upgraded the driving experience? Well, it's now sharper and more engaging. You've still got that dual motor all-wheel drive setup, now paired with enhanced torque vectoring for faster, more precise power distribution through corners. The result? Instant response, increased stability, and the addictive punch of the acceleration that pins you to your seat every time you hit the throttle. Tap the boost button and you'll unlock the full 490 PS for 10 seconds of sheer electric surge, perfect for overtakes or just a grin-inducing burst down the straight line. Genesis has also focused on making the chassis feel more alive. The adaptive suspension has been recalibrated for better balance and composure, while the Virtual Gearshift mode adds a layer of driver involvement that you don't often find in EVs. Combine that with the low-mounted battery placement, wide track stance and upgraded 21-inch wheels, and the GV60 performance feels planted, poised and playful. A car that's not just quick in a straight line, but genuinely thrilling if you lean into it around a circuit like Thruxton.
Down the left-hand side, come over to the left. Now just roll out the power. Turn in. Off the brake, off the brake. I didn't say brake.
I know, I got nervous.
What are you doing?
From the outside, Genesis describes this updated version as an evolution of its athletic elegance design philosophy, and that is pretty much spot on. I've always loved Genesis design. At the front, the changes are clear. So the bumper is more sculpted and it's extended slightly, giving it a more prouder, aggressive stance. The splitter also sits lower and longer, while the multi-lens array headlights not only sharpen the car's face, but they bring a real technical precision. They're inspired by the brand's two lines signature design, but they now look properly high-end. All around the body, the cladding and the trims are now body colour-coded, which immediately gives the GV60 a more cohesive premium look. And depending on which powertrain you go for, you'll also get a different set of alloy wheels. 19-inch on these Pure, 20-inch on the Sport, and the big sporty 21s are reserved for the performance model. And then there's the colours. So the new standout shade is Tromsø Green, and this is named after a town in Norway, famous for viewing the Northern Lights. It's a nod to the brand's distinctively Korean storytelling through design. Now, it's not a radical redesign. This is still unmistakably a GV60, but it is now sharper and more assertive, and it feels more premium than before. And crucially, it looks like a car that is exactly what it is. And distinctively, as it always has done, it's a car which turns heads. Inside, the updates are equally subtle. The overall layout still follows the brand's beauty of white space philosophy, and that means that you get calm surfaces and a clean design. But now the tech has taken a big leap forward. Dominating the dashboard is a stunning new 27-inch panoramic OLED display, and this combines both the driver's instrument cluster and the infotainment into one seamless panel. It's bright, pin-sharp and packed full of functionality, including built-in entertainment apps like Netflix and Disney+, and this is all free for 3 years. Under the skin, the GV60 now packs a larger 84 kilowatt-hour high-voltage battery, replacing the old 77.4 kilowatt-hour pack, and that boosts range from 321 miles to 348, depending on spec, while retaining the same 800-volt architecture. And that means that ultra-fast charging is possible, up to 249 kilowatts, and despite the bigger battery, it still does 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes. There's also an upgraded battery conditioning system, which now actively heats and cools for optimum charging. And for the first time, you can also manually activate conditioning. Perfect if you're planning a long trip or a fast charge. Regenerative braking has also been enhanced, so you still get multiple levels, 0 through to 1 pedal. And now, hold the right paddle and it will actually activate the car and switches it into auto mode, which uses navigation data to adjust the regen automatically before corners or roundabouts. It's really smart and it makes one pedal driving even smoother. Now, switching gears quite literally, let's take the Pure model out on the road. This version is all about balance. The single rear motor feels light and playful without the added mass of a second motor. The front end is more eager to turn in. It's not fast, but it's smooth, quiet, and perfectly suited to real-world driving. The extra battery capacity gives you great range confidence, and the ride on smaller 19-inch wheels is superb, supple, controlled, and properly premium. Out on a twisty B-road, it still feels agile and rewarding, and what really stands out is the refinement. The cabin remains whisper quiet, and the suspension deals with rough tarmac beautifully, and the whole experience just feels, I guess, a bit grown up. In many ways, the Pure is the sweet spot. Simple, efficient, and still packed with tech. And given its same price as before, it's genuinely strong value for money in this premium EV space. Something which really shows that Genesis have listened to their customers is their ADAS switch off buttons. So this is for your active lane assist and also your traffic sign recognition. And I know so many people are sighing in relief that they can turn these off easily. So on the right hand side, hold this down for 3 seconds and this will turn off your traffic sign recognition. And then on the right hand side, hold this button down for 3 seconds and that will turn off your lane assist. That makes it really easy to customize this car to what your personal preferences are when it comes to safety. But don't worry, they still also have an interchangeable favorites button as well. So this little button here, press that and you can customize this to what you want a shortcut to be on the steering wheel, which makes it really easy to live with. And despite Genesis priding themselves on a simplistic approach to their cars and keeping that clean design, they also have a lot of functionality inside this cabin. In fact, above and beyond many of their competitors. One of the things that they have in their cabin is this central scroller. So this means you can move around the touchscreen without having to touch it, which I think is fantastic. And I love that they still have that. You also have a physical volume button in the middle. You can change your stations, and you also have a fingerprint sensor on here as well, which means that you can actually completely drive this car without a key, just your smartphone and your finger to set up all of your own personal settings. You also have the lovely gear selector in the center here. So this is this wonderful globe, which if you put it into park and you turn off the car, will rotate and reveal that crystal effect, which I love, and it also has quite a good function too. So in an EV, it's sometimes difficult to tell when the car is on or off, but the easy way to tell it in this car is if the car is off, the globe is displayed, and when you turn the car on, it will flip into your gear selector. So I find that quite handy. And of course, you have lots of buttons as well. So you've got your heated and cooled seats here in the centre, but then you also have lots of lovely physical climate control settings. Well done, Genesis. And really, I think these settings are something which edge it above the Kia EV6 and also the Hyundai Ioniq 5N. They might not be as sleek and glamorous, but actually you've got some really heavy-weighted buttons which just work really, really well. The wireless charger has been redesigned too, so instead of a pocket, which is awkward to get your phone out of, you now get a flat pad which is tucked neatly under the armrest. This feels much more intuitive. The steering wheel has been redesigned into a sportier D shape, and in the performance model you'll spot a new boost button, which is also in an updated colour, alongside a virtual gearshift system which simulates gear changes for a more engaging drive. Yes, like the Ioniq 5. There's new upholstery and colour options too, from sky blue to aqua green, alongside classic black or glacier white finishes. And if you want to go full luxury, then there's a Napa leather pack with a Bang & Olufsen 17-speaker audio system and ergo massage seats, which are also an option. It's still one of the most beautifully crafted interiors in the segment, calm, futuristic and luxurious, without ever feeling pretentious. If you're in the market for a large electric family car, then there's possibly better Genesises in the range than this one. However, I think for two people in the back, it's perfectly fine. There's enough headroom, there's enough legroom. It's just a little bit narrow, so three people might be a bit of a squeeze. However, two people have plenty of amenities. There's two USB-C chargers. You also have cup holders in the doors and some air vents as well. And you can even move around the passenger seat using the electric adjustments on the side, which is quite handy. When it comes to boot space, it's similar. It's not the largest out there, but it's perfectly adequate at 432 litres. You also have the ability to have some storage underneath the bonnet, which features 53 litres in the rear-wheel drive, or it drops to 20 litres in the dual-motor model. But still, this is enough space for your charging cables. So then, where exactly does that leave the updated 2026 Genesis GV60? Well, it's clear that Genesis has listened to its owners and it's refined what really matters. There's improved usability, a sharper design, smarter tech and more versatile battery system. The performance model now feels like a true sports luxury SUV, and the pure version offers effortless everyday comfort. If there is a criticism, it's that styling just isn't that dramatic, and some of the more luxurious features have now become optional extras. But in return, you are getting more tech, more range, and a more polished driving experience, which is better than ever. And for me, that makes the Genesis GV60 one of the most quietly confident EVs on sale. It's not here to shout, it's here to prove that premium electric cars don't need to be German or American to feel special. They can be distinctly, proudly Korean, and that's what makes this Genesis so refreshing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments down below. Would you go for the pure, the sport, or the full performance? And do you think that Genesis is still one of the most underrated brands in the EV world? Let me know your thoughts and feelings, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.
Foot on the throttle.
Oh, Frosty,
No,
sorry. I thought you
throttle.
were going to say brake.
No, you don't brake in the corners. That's naughty. So straight up on the left here. So just follow the left hand side along. So this time we're going to go into the pits as you come out the chicane here.
Okay.
So straight to the white line on the inside, onto the brakes here. So we're going to slow down a little bit more than what we would do normally, because when we come out the chicane we're going to stay to the right hand side. So